Welcome, everyone, to the Hardin Local Weekly Podcast. I'm Rachel Brantingham, and we're so glad you're here with us today. And we've got one question for you today. What's bugging you, Hardin County? We mean it quite literally. Our sponsor today is a local pest control. Our guest is the guy who actually shows up, and we want your worst bug story in the chat. Phil's got a live guest woven all through today's show. I'm so excited. Josh from Lead Pest Control, which is a brand new local company. And we're going to hear his story in 3 parts. John's got a packed week of events, a ribbon cutting, free concerts, movies on the lawn, even a ladybug release. That's so fun. I love that. Nate, of course, has our business buzz, and it's one that you have waited on, okay? We finally got an official Publix opening date. I'm so excited. And then Britten and Michele react to Contreras Eatz brand new Mexibachi bowl. That sounds yummy. I'm excited to hear about this. Plus, of course, I'll update you on the local housing market and how it's performing. And we've got a fun icebreaker question. So stick around, but first, let me introduce you to all of my amazing co-hosts. I have Phil Tall, who is the founder of Hardin Local. I've got Scott Lucas with us, who is my co-host. I've got Jon O'Brien with the events and happenings. Nathaniel, who goes by Nate Bryan. He brings us all of our business news and updates. And I've got Britten and Michele McDowell, our experienced eaters. And of course, you probably know who I am, but I am Rachel Brantingham. I am your host and your Hardin County housing market expert. Before we get into the show, I want to ask for one thing today, and honestly, it's the most important thing we'll ask of you all year. We want you to subscribe at hardinlocal.com, okay? Everything we're building from here forward hinges on this. So if you don't mind, take the next couple minutes right now and get signed up. It's completely free to you. It's very easy, and it really would mean the world to us. We all do this for free. We all jump on here every Tuesday and give of our time. The research that is put in behind the scenes, all of that is just to bring this to our Hardin Local market. And so if you don't mind, here's exactly how you do it. 1, go to hardinlocal.com. You'll scan the QR code. You can also scan the QR code right here on the screen. Click the subscribe button, enter your name and email. And this is the step people miss. Go to your email and find the confirmation message from us. If it's not in your inbox, make sure to check your spam or junk folder. And if it's not in there, move it back to your inbox and click the link to confirm. Okay? So you'll want to make sure to do that second step, because we can't be sending you fun emails with all kinds of cool information if you don't confirm your subscription. So once you're confirmed, we'll always get our updates no matter what Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok decide to do with their algorithms. We're on all of those, by the way, and we'd love for you to follow us everywhere. But those, of course, are secondary. Hardinlocal.com is the place. It's how we can always reach you directly. So please, while you're thinking about it, just go ahead and take a moment, scan the QR code, so hit subscribe, follow the steps, and make sure to hit that confirmation button in your email, okay? And as always, I love to have your engagement during the podcast, so make sure you drop comments, questions, shout outs. We love to pull them up on screen and read them and interact with all of you guys as you watch. Today's episode is brought to you by Lead Pest Control. I'm super excited to have you, Josh. Thank you for joining us. They are a brand new local owner-operated pest control company right here in Hardin County. The owner, Josh Frenette, is with us live today, and Phil sat down with him before the show, so we'll hear his story across the episode. Quick version, though, Josh grew up here. He graduated from John Hardin and spent 10 years in pest control before starting his own company built on one idea: treat your home like he'd treat his neighbors. Licensed, insured, BBB accredited, leadpest.com. You can also call or text him at 270-600-8801. So I'm super excited to hear from you, Josh. Obviously, I do a lot for me. I'm excited for our guests. Of course, there's a lot of pests going on right now. I know personally the bugs have come out of the woodwork, quite literally. So I'm excited to hear. And it sounds like you've got a special Hardin Local deal coming later in the show. So thank you, Josh. Quick frame for today, guys. This whole show is built around one question. What's bugging you, Hardin County? It's our sponsor, Josh's whole philosophy, and we're running with it. So we're kicking off with an icebreaker, and we want you to drop yours in the chat, okay? All right, so here's the question. What's bugging you, Hardin County? And we mean it quite literally. Josh, who is with us, his whole thing is walking up to your house and asking what's bugging you. So before we get into the show, everybody's got one. I can't wait to hear your guys. What's your worst bug or pest horror story? I want to hear about the roach that flew at your face, the wasp nest in the grill, the mouse in the pantry at 2 a.m. Tell us. He's like, let me have this.
I will burn the house down moment, right? Who's going first?
I've got a good one. Hopefully Courtney does not.
I'll go first.
Oh, Britten, go for it.
All right. So, we have a shop cat here at the Red Brick, Fergus, and everybody's.
I must have lost him.
Yep. Some lag there.
Nate, you go with yours.
All right. So hopefully Courtney never ever watches this because with the wife, not always. But anyway, so a few years ago, Courtney hates ants. Like that is the number one insect that she hates ever. And we had this ant that was crawling on our wall. And instead of getting a paper towel, getting a shit, she gets sprayed. The ant happened to be next to the thermostat. I do have a nice new thermostat, so.
Did it ruin the thermostat?
Oh, yeah. That was a fun few days. Especially during COVID, too, because it made it hard to shop for.
All because of an ant.
What ant?
I love it. That is hysterical.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Wait, Britten, we got to hear yours now that you're unfrozen. I'm dying. It's got to be good.
Oh, yeah. So, we have a cat here at the store, Fergus, and Fergus comes in and out. And so one day I was sitting in my chair, and Fergus had come from the outside and came in. This was like a week ago, and he comes running up and he jumps on my lap. And so I'm petting Fergus, and I noticed that a spot falls off and starts moving, and then another spot, and then another spot. And Fergus had apparently went through a nest of ticks, and he came in, and it wasn't just like the deer ticks, it was the little bitty seed ticks too. So let's just say 11 ticks later in a full body lint roll with a sticky lint roller, thanks to my wife and her heroics.
Oh no, we're not stopped. It's not going to go that easy, Britten. He comes over to me. I'm in the other side of the store. He comes over to me just like, come over here right now. And I'm like, okay. So I go, by the time, and he takes off running. And by the time I get over to where his chair is, I get over there, he has no clothes on. He's in the store over there with no clothes on. And he's like, I got ticks on me. Fergus came in and he had ticks all over. He's like, Deucey, I'm like, hold on. So I go get the lint roller and he's like, roll me. So in the store, he's standing there in his underwear, and I rolled his whole body with the lint roller, and we got so many ticks. So I happened to see that little hack on Facebook one time about using a lint roller to get them off of you, because sometimes you can't see them. So if you roll your whole body and roll your clothes, they come off on the lint roller. So
that is a good smart hack. I'm going to remember that with my kids.
Yeah, it was great. So that way you can roll all up your head. You can roll all over you in the cracks everywhere. But yeah, Mr. McDowell got rolled.
That's pretty funny.
In his underwear in the store.
Hey,
I had one from yesterday.
Did we lose you, Phil? I want to hear yours from yesterday.
We're just having fun today, aren't we? But this is more about a snake. I was actually one of my favorite. Actually, I think he is my favorite Hardin County plumber. Glenn Downs had called me. He was talking to me about something. I was outside my parents' house, walking around their house, not paying attention. And about time, he was telling his joke. He got to the punchline, and I about stepped on this 6-foot snake, just like that was right next to my parents' house. So I know you don't do snakes, probably, Josh, but I mean, that was pretty crazy. That's my story.
Well, Josh, I'm probably going to need this Hardin Local special, because we have a new construction building or not new construction, but we remodeled it. Well, this is our first spring in our building. And let's just say we were in a team meeting and all of a sudden one of my team members sees a mouse dart across the floor into one of our offices. Needless to say, the mouse has been caught. It is now in the field far away from my building. The pandemonium that transpired. I had grown women standing on top of couches. I had blood curdling, screaming. Like one of my team members locked himself in the office. I held a towel under the door. He caught the mouse. I mean, all of us were cheering the emotional roller coaster we were on. So I'm probably going to need you to come make sure there was only one because it was very disruptive. It took a long time to get back to work mode. Everybody was terrible.
Of a mouse?
Honestly, I stared that guy straight in his eyes and he was terrifying.
So it was a rabbit mouse. Got it.
We figured out that he got into one of my team members' protein powder. So he was jacked. Okay. Just like Jon. Okay.
For sure it wasn't pre-workout.
It was pre-workout and protein powder, and she had jerky in there. He's been having a solid diet of protein powder, protein, and pre-workout. Like he looked like Jon. Like it was insane.
It's pretty crazy. Does anybody else have a story that had gone? If not, go for it, Jon.
Yeah. Anytime cooking out is the worst. Mosquitoes always the worst, especially where I live. So last year when we did the double cheeseburger day, I made sure I had some candles out, the citronella candles, trying to get that. I'd be interested in getting some fixes on getting mosquitoes out of the yard. That's what I need to know.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Yeah, audience, we want to hear your worst bug story. So bug, mouse, whatever, we want to know about it. And then, of course, we'll read the best ones as we go through. So what's the question being, what's bugging you, Hardin County? All right, Phil, I'm going to turn this over to you.
All right. Thank you. Well, let's get you set up, Josh. Hey, you want to turn that phone so we can see on a bigger, wider screen? And then unmute yourself there. All right. Josh, thanks for being here, man. Let's start where I like to start, the origin story. For folks who have never heard of you, who's Josh and what is Lead Pest Control?
Well, I mean, I'll answer one of those pretty easy. So I'm Josh. I appreciate the intro you all have done for me. I'm a Hardin County local. As much as I can say, I come from a military family. My dad was in the Army. And so a lot of people around here know what that means. You move around a bunch. Every 2 or 3 years, you're moving. So we lived in Washington, Germany, and then when I turned 11, we moved here to E-Town, and my parents bought a house. My dad ended up retiring from the Army, and pretty much been here ever since. It's the one place I've been longer than anywhere else. Kind of like Rachel had said, I went to Bluegrass, and so this is home to me and my family. And then, Lead Pest Control. So Lead Pest Control is 100% local. I myself had started in pest control nearly 10 years ago to the day. I graduated high school, and then 1 week later, I went and worked with my brother-in-law at a larger pest control company, out of state, and kind of learned a lot about how pest control works. And ever since then, I've worked for a couple of different companies. They all ended up selling, and I kind of just realized, I'd kind of like to give my own go at it. I've done it long enough. I know it better than a lot of the people that are treating houses, and so I started Lead Pest Control, and it's here in Hardin County.
Yeah, you said you took a winding road to get back home, for Hardin County anyway, including a church mission. Tell us a little bit about that. I think you said the Philippines.
Yeah, so I'm a Christian. I'm pretty public about it on my personal Facebook page, and in my church, it's young men and young women get the opportunity to, when they graduate high school, go serve a mission somewhere throughout the world. And I was grateful to be called to serve in the Philippines, and so I served there, just kind of sharing the gospel, helping people out. And after that, I ended up back in Kentucky. Did a little bit of a gap year, just working and saving up money, and then I went to school and pest control. The nice thing is kind of the busy season is the summer. And so while I was doing school in the off year or in the fall and in the winter, I was able to do pest control, treating homes and all that during the summer. And I did that for a few years. It brought me all over. It brought me to Virginia, Chicago, New York, Maine, New Jersey. I've done pest control in quite a few states, and everywhere's a little bit different. Kentucky and eventually, like I said, I graduated, and my wife and I, like I said, this is home. This is where our families are, and so we came back here and have loved it. Love being back.
All right, what was the moment you decided to start your own company?
I don't know if there was like a moment. Like I said, I've worked for a couple different companies, and throughout that, I kind of saw how things ran. The first company I worked for was pretty, family owned, more of a franchise structure, but not corporate. But then eventually they did end up selling to corporate. And so things change when companies sell, some for the better and some, you just miss out on some of those things that you were able to do as a, smaller company. So that happened around the same time I moved back. The company sold. I ended up moving back to Kentucky. And then I worked for a company here that ended up selling. Kind of the same thing. Things just start to change. But I will say that ever since I was in high school, I had this entrepreneurial spirit. I wasn't sure where I was going to point it, but after 10 years of doing pest control, that's the answer, right? And so this spring, I just felt guided by the spirit, because like I said, I'm a Christian. I felt guided to really start taking steps to do lead pest control. And I have mentors and friends that I talk with, and they all agreed it's time.
Okay. 10 years of doing it for big national companies, it does seem like there's a lot of different types of service companies being bought up by private equity or just larger national companies. What do you want to do differently on your own from those big national companies?
The first thing that's super important to me is just being there, just being 100% present in the community. Coming up in E-Town, the support system and structure that I had was just phenomenal, right? I know for sure I would not be the person I am today were it not for the structure that is here. So I want to be a part of that. I want to continue to support it so that it can be there for my kids. I've got a 4-year-old son who his future is here in E-Town. And so I want to make sure E-Town's the same E-Town I was in or better. And so I want to be 100% here. And then I also just take a lot of pride in the quality of service that I do. Each service, if you receive service now, your experience, maybe they knock on the door and they've got the backpack or, the sprayer in hand. When I knock on the door, I tend to come empty-handed so that we can talk. I'm not coming in with kind of, I already know what I'm going to do. I like to look around. I like to go to the flashlight first before I go to the spray.
Okay, that's great. Stick with us, Josh. I'm going to text you in a minute, but we're going to get back with you and do another segment here in a few minutes. We're going to move on and do some events before. But when we come back, we'll talk more about that. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be back. Right. I think we're ready for some events, right?
Right, Hardin County. First off, we're going to start with this up here. Coming up next week, June 11th, 6 to 9, there will be the first ever Family Glow Night at Malibu Jack's. Buy your tickets. We want to make sure that you got a spot. There is limited space, so we need to make sure if you want to go, you get your tickets. Also, make sure that you sign up for our giveaway, because we will be giving away some tickets on that. Our Malibu Jack gift card. So we will be giving that away next week live. So make sure you tune in next week to see who the winner is. All right. So we've got some things going on this week, though. Tonight, there is a cool stuffed animal sleepover at the Chick-fil-A out at the mall. 5:30 to 7. You can drop off your little kids' little stuffed animal to sleep with the cow over there at Chick-fil-A, and then pick it up tomorrow morning. Also, there's a mountain bike clinic, fun ride, I should say, 6 to 8 p.m. at Saunders Springs. Make sure you check for those ticks and make sure maybe take a lint roller. If you do get ticks on you, you can use that lint roller hack that we learned earlier. A summertime movie at the State Theater, Smurfs, Historic State Theater, right down the road here from where I'm at. Wednesday, that's when you pick up your stuffed animals. All right. So if you drop them off tonight, make sure you pick them up tomorrow morning because they are not going to be paying rent at the Chick-fil-A. You gotta snag them back up. Bean Cove, though, will be having its official ribbon cutting tomorrow, 12 p.m. at 1509 North Dixie. Nate has the official info on that, so he'll explain a little bit more about that. He's always in the know. Thursday, we got live music at Heartland Mini Golf. Jonathan Paxton will be playing from 6 to 9. We also have the historic walking tour kicking it off, 7 to 8:30 downtown. Meet by the Cannonball. If you've not done this, bring the kids down, bring your parents down, bring your cousins down, bring your friends down. It's fun time. Pretty much walk around downtown, learning from some actors that are doing the history of Elizabethtown. And if you like, you can always get a drink and walk with that drink and enjoy a sip while you learn some history. Heartland wins Out of This World, 7:30 at Freeman Lake Bandstand. You need to bring a chair because they do not have them, but it's a fun little event. Tavern in the Garden, Brown PC House. Casey and Romy are playing. So if you like them, after you do the tour, you can go check them out for free. And at BBT, we've got karaoke night with DJ Jimmy on the ones and twos all night long. So he'll be playing those favorite karaoke jams and you can sing your heart out. Friday, we've got a community blood drive, 12:30 to 5:30 at Baptist Health Hardin. At the Clean Good Eats, we've got sushi night. So if you've ever wanted to make sushi and you just kind of feel like, I don't know if I could do that by myself, they will lead you through the steps. 6 p.m. It's a fun little place to learn some different ways to cook. Free movie on the lawn. This is where you're going to catch me on Friday. The Sandlot, United Way, Central Kentucky, right down here on Main Street, 7 p.m., duskish. They're going to make sure it gets a little dark before they start that playing of the movie, but that will be a fun time. Bring your blanket, bring your chair, bring all the kiddos down. It's a fun time. It's my special lady friend Jamie's one of her favorite movies. So we will definitely be there and having a blast. MJ the Illusion, a reliving of the King of Pop. So you've seen the movie. Now go see the reinterpretation of that. So Historic State Theater at 7 p.m. Tickets are from $46.50 to $98.50. Don't be getting swindled by anybody saying that they're more than that or less than that. They're jerking you around a little bit. On the state 270.showware.com, that's where you buy your ticket. Boogie G and the Titanics are going to be out at Cosmic Golf, 8:30 p.m. Good time. Hit some balls, drink some beers, have a fun time dancing. And if you're not none dancing there, come to BBT because we got DJ Dance Party with DJ Jimmy on the ones and twos. All night long, he'll be spinning those records and such. Saturday, this is a fun event. And Josh, you need to stay away because ladybugs are cool. Well, at least I like them. 10 a.m., Hardin County Public Library. Again, Josh, we don't need you on this one. It's going to be a big ladybug release. Super cool thing that the Garden Club of Elizabethtown is doing. Also, North Hardin Marching Band will be doing a car wash from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Colton Steak House and Grill up in Radcliffe. So if you need that car cleaned up real good and you want to give a little donation to the marching band, they definitely will need that money. They love that money to help do all the things that they want to do for the school. Cousins Maine Lobster Food Truck, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Check it out. You can use their app. Get on there online. Order it early because if not, you're going to be waiting in a long line and you may not get that lobster that you want. Have you ever wondered what this building on the 62 Mulberry Street is? The Masonic Temple. Meet the Masons, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you want to learn about the Masons, this is a great time to do it. They have like a tour through the building, things like that. I know I've been there when they did a haunted tour during Halloween, which is kind of cool. But they'll explain a little bit about what they do over there. Also, we got Casey and Romy at BBT on Saturday night. Again, downtown tour. They're at the Tavern on the Green or Garden on Thursday. Come over here and see them on Saturday. Out at Cosmic Golf Saturday, John Langley Live will be playing from 8:30 to 11:30. He plays all those hits. It's a you call it. So if you know something that he knows, tell him to play it and he will play it. The 2026 Kings Royal event number 5 out at Strike and Spare Lanes. It's 10 a.m. It's $60 entry. So sign up for that if you like to throw some rocks and try to hit some strikes. The National Garden Week kickoff. Celebrate native plants 2 to 4 p.m. at Freeman Lake. That's a full week.
You're muted.
Every week, John, you bring us so many cool events, and I'm literally over here like checking my calendar as you read. I'm like, oh, I want to go to that one. Oh, I want to go to that one. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited about all of this. It's going to be a big week in Hardin County. All right, guys, real quick before we go back to Josh, I want to ask, did you sign up at hardinlocal.com yet? If you haven't, we're going to give you a pass, but do it right now, okay? Scan the QR code on the screen. It's right over here. Or just, of course, type in hardinlocal.com in your Safari browser. Hit the subscribe button. Drop in your name and email. That's it. Takes a minute. It's the single best thing you can do to make sure you never miss us. Okay, go ahead. We're going to wait.
Wait.
Phil, jump back in with Josh. I'm excited to hear more about his story.
All right. So back over, Josh. We're back with Josh. And how do you say your last name? Is it Frenette?
Frenette. Yep.
Okay. I got it right. Of Lead Pest Control.
Yeah.
Josh, before the show, you said something I'm stealing. When you show up to a house, you don't want to start with the sprayer. You start with the question, what's bugging you? Tell people what you mean by that.
Like I said, I've done pest control long enough to kind of see some of the bad habits in the industry. One of the names thrown around for guys is baseboard jockey, where every single service looks exactly the same, right? They come in, they spray the outside, they spray the baseboards, and it takes them all 5 to 10 minutes. They collect the cash and then they're out of there. That's just not the right way to do it, right? Every service has to start with an inspection and a conversation, and then that really is what guides the technical part of the service, right? The what we do. Another way to put it is what we do is guided by why we do it, right? And the why is what's bugging you.
Yeah. So walk us through what you actually handle. If I call you, what can you take care of?
I kind of lump it into a couple different categories. So first is general pest control. I was listening to some of what y'all were talking about, ants, beetles, your common house spiders. That's kind of general pest control. I take care of all of that, stink bugs. And then you kind of have the more specialized service, brown recluse spiders, black widows, bed bugs. Like I do all of that too. And then I do one of the third category, which is what's super important, which is like termites and carpenter ants and kind of the wood destroying, the things that will actually cause a lot of damage to the home. And so I do all of that, right? I think it's easier to list the things I don't take care of, like snakes, right? Or some of your larger raccoons than it is to list the things that I do take care of.
All right. What are you getting called about most right now?
The last week or two, it's been ants and termites. And that obviously is because of the conditions we have. Super moist, super wet, super hot. We are getting all sorts of calls about ants and termites right now.
Yes. I missed you there. But that's fine. Everybody else heard you, just not me. What should Hardin County folks be thinking about before it's a problem?
I like to plan a season ahead. And reason being is if you wait until it's here, I'm not saying you're too late to get it taken care of, because there's things we can do to reduce and take care of it. But I like to plan ahead. If we can seal up the holes for the mice, we don't have to get rid of an infestation, for example. And so we're still in the early parts of summer. And so first and foremost, take care of what's bugging you. The ants, you don't have to wait until they're super bad. If you're seeing ants now, just realize it's easier to get rid of them while you're only seeing a couple than when you're seeing 100. But then I do want you to start looking ahead. Think of those lady beetles, right? Not the ladybugs. It's the ones that come inside and infest your home. You probably saw a bunch in the spring. Same with the stink bugs. Same with the flies. You can actually reduce those by doing a treatment in August and July, and I do those. So if you were bugged by those a lot, April, May, or even in the winter, then you should start thinking about how to get rid of those now before they're a problem.
I know we talked a little bit about, there's a lot of big national pest companies out there. You're an owner operator. Explain a little bit about what the difference is there. When people call you, are you going to be the one that shows up?
Yeah. I think people just want to trust who they have coming to the door. And so the way I have it set up now is when you call, you talk to me. I'm the one visiting your home. I'm the one doing your inspections. I'm the one treating. And so the service quality, it's just much easier to manage and maintain that way. You know exactly what you're getting every time I come out. And it's because I'm the one who told you you're getting it, right? You don't have to worry about talking to someone in Chicago or overseas telling you one thing and then the technician shows up and he has no idea what's going on, right?
Yeah.
You get everything from the horse's mouth in a way.
Yeah. And you're licensed, insured, and you're accredited by the Better Business Bureau as well. I did check on those things. It's harder for me to be able to check on the insurance thing, but I'm sure if somebody asked you could show them proof of insurance. But I did check on the other two.
I do commercial properties as well, and it's pretty easy to get a certificate of insurance from my insurance provider. So if anyone does need that, just let me know.
Okay. And do you stand behind your work? What if the bugs come back, or what if it takes more than a few, I think you said 3 or 4 weeks, talk a little bit about your guarantee.
Yeah, I try and set pretty good expectations. That way you know what you're getting. And pretty much what I tell people is it does tend to get worse before it gets better for a few weeks. But if things don't get better, or, a month or two down the road, they start to pop back up, you just call me and I'll come back at no charge. It's my retreatment guarantee.
Gotcha. And that phone number you can call to reach Josh or text them is 270-600-8801, 270-600-8801. You can also find it at hardinlocal.com pretty easily. We have it listed there. And we'll make sure I'll put it up on the screen for part of the episode as well. For business owners watching, you mentioned you did commercial too, right? What do you stick to any type of commercial or I think the line I remember you saying was, if you trust me with your home, you'll trust me with your business. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look at, that's pretty much how I look at it is when I'm trying to reach people, I'm trying to reach them in their homes first.
Okay.
The truth is, it's like you said, if you trust me in your home, there's going to come a time when you have a mouse running across the office and you're going to think, well, he did a good job at my house. And so let's give him a shot at the office. So I am pretty well equipped to cover nearly all commercial or I guess business opportunities.
Yeah. Okay. And you'd tell them if it wasn't something that was your fit and maybe refer them somewhere else, I think was based on our conversation. So.
Well, and I work a lot on networking with the chamber and with the Small Business Alliance. And so if I can't handle it, whether it's a pest issue or even anything else, I'm trying to get keyed in so that I can point you in the right direction, someone local.
All right. Just so you guys know, you can call or text Josh at 270-600-8801. That's 270-600-8801 and ask him for a free quote. But hang tight, Josh. We'll come back to you one more time, but we're going to switch over to Nate and business.
Nate, I'm super excited for you to update us on some big things happening here in Hardin County.
Yeah, the first one is...
Yeah, Nate's Business Buzz.
Yeah. The first one I noticed, I was on my way to go celebrate my anniversary with Courtney and saw the sign going up, but Green Releaf Medical Marijuana Dispensary. It's not the Cheech and Chong weed shop, so let's get that straight. The signage is now up. It is basically the easiest way to describe it. It's right behind the Mulberry on Subway. Go down there. It's in the back left corner. There's plenty of parking. It opened up Sunday. It is open up every single day of the week. And reminder, it is Green Releaf. Leaf like the leaf, not Releaf is in but GREENRELEAF is the correct spelling. It's on the signage. They're open every day of the week, but remember, this is medical, so you have to have a card. You have to have all the other stuff. You're not just walking in and just perusing and saying, "Yeah, I want that." That's not how this works. So let's make sure what we're doing here.
They're at 950 North Mulberry, not 915, which is what their Google listing. They're trying to correct
I'm
it.
pretty sure it'll take you to pretty close to the same spot, as that would only be like 0.2 miles away. Not even that.
It's just wrong. I know the owner texted me on Sunday asking what we could do.
Yeah.
And we're limited on what we can do just because of the
Correct.
social medias, like, and how they, restrict a lot of this type of content. But we can in our news say, hey, they opened, it's a local business that opened, they were at 9:50. The Google listing said they were at 9:15 on opening day, which is not correct. It's 9:50 North Mulberry.
950. All right. I know people are excited about this one. I'm going to claim I was not wrong. I just may not be correct. There's a difference in the two. All right. So I had been told by a good source that Publix was going to open Thursday, September 17th. Herald Leader comes out while in Owensboro with a story that says it is now going to open between July and September. This is in the Herald Leader. I put it out there. I did this screenshot so everybody can look at it point blank and see exactly what I'm pointing at. Which is good for them. I mean, they have more sources. They probably put more power into it. They probably reached out. So if it July to September, that could be early July. It could be July 4th, which people would love. Celebrate America and Public. September would still work too. I would think that we're looking at a summer opening. Summer or early fall. I think we could all agree with that, with how they're coming. But I know everybody's excited about this. Still don't have a full opening date yet. And then the other thing that broke is when I was searching online, the shops at Parrott Orchard, if you look up 1305 Parrott Orchard Road on LootNet, which is a realty site I'm sure Rachel's well aware of, this is the first planning I have seen that was uploaded by somebody else. It nails the businesses that I have been talking about for quite a while. It even says where they're going to be at. So starting from Parrott Orchard Road, the very first spot, 100, is still open. So if you're a business person, you wanted a spot, it looks like it is about, let me look at this, 3,500 square feet. Hotworks will be 1953 square feet. Do you ever been, Rachel?
I have not, and I just had a friend ask me if I wanted to go up to Louisville to go with them, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have one opening literally in like minutes from my house. So I'm super excited because I watch the girls on TikTok do Hotworks, and it's going to be so fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's infrared yoga, I think is the way I'm going to describe this, considering I know John's more yoga than I am. But
yeah, Phil, you have to go with me. Because this is yoga, but on steroids, because like you're soaking in sweat and like your mat is all like wet and gross. So it's yoga on steroids. Phil, we'll just skip straight from yoga to like boiling hot yoga.
I'll just be like, all I know is that I went to this big bouncy house thing this weekend with my kid, and it didn't take me very long to start sweating. So I bet you all I got to do is walk inside that place, and I'll just.
Yeah, like I walked down the street in Owensboro, and I was already drenched. I think it was like 80 degrees. I can't imagine me in hot yoga is going to work very well. But obviously, a lot of people like it. It's got a good concept. I know people love it. I'm just glad to have them here, because it is something different that people. And you don't have to drive to Louisville, especially with the 65 fund that we're having. So even better. All right. So that is in 103. It's going to be 1,953 square feet. Right next to them on 105 is Everbowl. My favorite word to say, Acai, Acai, whatever.
Acai? I don't know how you say
I
it.
always say acai, so I don't know either.
Acai, Everbowl, acai bowls. The Power Foods, the Power Fruits. That's going to be 1,400 square feet. It is a chain. I think it's based out west. Sure. All right. 107 is going to be Killwoods. Killwoods is known for chocolate and fudge. I usually see them in tourist places, so the fact that we're getting one, I think, is killer. It also shows the fact that how Eatz has grown. It shows the fact that the sports park is bringing a lot of people here. Because obviously Crumble Cookie's been killing it. Nothing Mud Cakes has been cooking it or killing it. So more desserts, and of course, if you look at my awesome body, desserts is great. So that's a 107, and something I did not know. 109 and 113, which will be right up Rachel's alley. 109 is going to be a 1,400 square foot facial bar and a 1,100 square foot nail salon. So I had not seen that anywhere. Those will be right next to them. And then 115 and 117 in the corner spots on the right side are available. 115 is 1,600 square feet. 117 is 2,500 square feet. Then we get to the main Publix building itself, which is huge, 50,000 square feet. Next to it is going to be Publix Liquors. And then next to it is going to be on the between Publix Liquors and the corner will be Firehouse Subs, which will be coming back at 1,400 square feet. And on the very right edge will be UPS store at 1,900 square feet. UPS will be moving from North Dixie and Vibe. I was told they're going to be expanding their Sunday hours. Like right now, they're only open for 5 hours on a Sunday. I was told they'd be longer than that. And obviously, you have all this brand new parking, which I know one of the complaints about the UPS store has been parking. So, and then we have the out parcels. Not much has changed there. The 0.4 acre coffee shop is the Human Bean. They have met with the city of Elizabethtown. That has been confirmed. The two middle out parcels, 1 acre or they're basically 1 acre each, basically 1 acre squares. One's got corner tipped off. And then the other contract on the far right, which will be, if you're coming from the E-Town Swim side, that will be the closer on that side. If you're coming from the other side, it'll be on the left. This one will be on the right. That corner unit is 1.35 acres. It's under contract. It's been under contract since it's been announced. This is the one where if we're getting a Raising Cane's, usually they go in trapezoid spots. So I'm assuming it's a fast food QSR restaurant of some sort. If it's not Cane's, it's a burger chain, it's a chicken place, it's somebody. I can't imagine this isn't a restaurant of some sort based on just the spot. But we will find out. So that takes care of Publix. So that was a major weekend for them. All right. Speaking of Rachel, and I'm going to say this, I will take a lie detector test, so will she. That's next news. She did not tip me off. I saw it on Facebook just like other people did, and I just started asking around. I knew that it was a location that Rachel has worked with. But Hardin County Playhouse, obviously, Scott's a big supporter of the arts. I think we've all probably seen some of their stuff. They bounce around from Plum Alley to ECC, ECTC. Now they have bought the front of Cinema 3, which was a theater all the way up until the mid-90s or maybe early 2000s. From a theater to a theater. Rachel, again, you did not tell me about this, but explain what's going on over there.
Yeah, I appreciated when you reached out to me because we had not discussed this at all. I was, the deal had just barely gotten completed, and so I was surprised when you contacted me about it. So very excited for them. They're currently leasing the front portion of the space. It is a massive building of over 13,000 square feet, and so there's a lot of growth opportunity there for them. I think their long-term goal is to purchase the whole building. As it currently sits right now, it is still available for sale, of course, with a right of first.
And we just having all sorts of fun today with the.
Of course. So they
You're not anymore. You're good now.
I think you said right of first refusal is where we lost you.
Yeah. So there's a right of first refusal attached. So of course we would go through. You would go through kind of a process there if you did want to purchase the building. But there's a ton of square footage there still available for lease. Right now, they're kind of growing into the building. They're going to start on that front section and set up in there. And then hopefully one day that'll all be the Playhouse. So very excited for them. Appreciate the opportunity to work with them. The owners of the building are ecstatic. Happy to have them there and have them call that place their home. But you're looking for warehouse storage. The remaining square footage of that building is, as I like to describe it, Play-Doh. It really has so many potentials. It could be kind of, manufactured into whatever your business needs are. And so if it's something of interest, be happy to call my number on the screen. I'd be happy to show it to you and brainstorm your potential business ideas. But we are so excited to have the Playhouse there.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's going to go from a theater, from the movie part to live performances, this kind of comes full circle there. I think a lot of people had been hoping that they would get their own spot. And it's right off Dixie. I mean, that seems like that's just a home run.
Yep. It is a home run. It's ideal for them.
Sad news. As a big supporter of downtown, we are losing a downtown business, Sweet Rebel Boutique, which is over that corner. John, how would you describe that corner where they were at?
It's over there by Vibe, pretty much right in the nook by Vibe.
They announced on Facebook they're closing. They are having a closing sale all week long, is what I read. They've been there several years. That's a good run for a small business. Anytime John works for one. Rachel's her own. Phil's a small business. Britt's a small business. Josh is a small business. Small business is hard to run. I mean, people think that you have a good idea, you'll have this success and last for 20 years. Not so much. So this is the second type of indoor playground that's closed, but Little Playland on Ring Road. It's in the Pavilion Shopping Center, I believe is what it's called. Over near Cool Springs. They've been over there for several years. I think they focused on, I'd say, toddler age is how I would, early childhood, toddler age, indoor play places, story time, dance time, bounce around. They just announced over the weekend that they were closing as well. I know a lot of parents, especially with young kids, will be very disappointed. That follows on Blazers closing in the last few months as well. But on the flip side, we did get the South Side Bluegrass is opening up. It happens. I mean, businesses open and close all the time. They won't be the last to close in Elizabethtown, and there'll be a lot more. But good runs for both. I mean,
yeah, thank them both for serving the community.
Yes, very much so. Be sad that they're closed, but be happy with all the times that we had and all the memories they gave us. I'm sure lots of parents appreciate them. People probably bought clothes at Sweet Rebel. So, stick on. Next couple of weeks, I'm sure Britten will be out there in a few weeks. 109 North Mulberry, I've been working with them. They will be opening soon. There's a couple things going on. That's the German restaurant that's opening. And then Bluegrass Meats just announced they will be opening next week on June 9th in the former Dairy Queen building. So be 2 spots downtown now. One for barbecue, one for German, and 109 North Mulberry will be opening all 3 meals. I don't think people realize that at first. They will have a German breakfast, which I've never had. So I'm interested to see what Janine's cooking up with that one.
Hopefully it's a lot of pastries, I think. Like kuchen. You never had kuchen?
Kuka? Like
Kuchen.
Like the animal off of Mario?
No,
What?
kuchen. It's kuchen.
Okay.
There's a butter kuchen, a cinnamon kuchen. It's a pastry kind of like pie. Kuchen.
Koopa, got it. Sure. I joke with her that Germany's just it's not something I just grew up with. I am going to support them just like Capri's and some of the other places I've done with. I'm going to work with them and help get them out there. It's something I have to grow into. I do like sausage, so there's one thing I can eat. But I'm sure I'll grow into more and play around with it. And then the barbecue place, Tommy Barney said that they're going to be opening pretty soon there, so that helps downtown. Obviously, we got more stuff on the way. Todd Davis is cooking up some Mulberry. I know that nicely. We know it's been renovated. Ryder's been renovated. Stuart Sullivan's trying to get putting in the Downwind building. So we got lots of things coming to downtown, and then also the mall. I will have something next week. I'm trying to iron it down. If they don't confirm it, I will go with what I have. But let's just say, mall fans, let's buckle up because it's about to get hot as well.
Yes. And I was thinking we might have to do a standalone stream on that.
We may have to. If I get the confirmation, we definitely will. But one of the ones I know is confirmed. I'm just waiting on the second.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me know whenever. And we can even like add in the Publix with like bring in the floor plans, kind of do a little more on both those things. So.
Yeah, we can walk through.
If business is buzzing in town, Nate already knows it's Nate's Business Buzz. Yeah, Nate's Business Buzz.
I got to roll, but Josh, we're glad to have you. I know you started following me on Facebook. I'm sure, as I said, my wife hates bugs, so if we need the call, you're getting yours.
Thanks, Nate.
Bye, guys. Bye, John. Bye, Nate. All right, Phil, it sounds like we've got one more segment with Josh. I'm
yes.
So excited hear about this special offer.
We definitely do. I think we're going to have a little thing here. Let's see. Look at this. This is great. Usually, Josh, we don't have this many issues with streaming software, but they must be having some bugs today. Bugs. Talk a little bit more about them. Went ahead and put your phone number up on screen, everybody, so you can see where you can text, call Josh. And like most of us millennials out there, I would assume, Josh, you prefer a text first. It might make it easier, but you probably don't care which way, phone or.
Either way, you text or call me, you're going to hear from me same day. I just had someone call me yesterday because they've been trying to get in touch with the company here in town they said a week. Whether it's 3 days, 4 days, a week, it's all too long, right? When you got something going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how I always tell people anyway, is I just say, text me and I'll definitely get back to you. Call me, it may take longer just because I don't check my voicemails as often as I check my text. All those busy people usually. But last segment with Josh from Lead Pest Control. And Josh, you put something together for our viewers. I think it was, and it's on your website too. You want to talk a little bit about that, the free inspection and $50 off?
Yeah, I mean, I threw it up there. So I'll always do a free inspection. And for the viewers, mention that you saw it on the show, and it's $50 off. That helps us, kind of give back to you for following Hardin Local and kind of watching the podcast, and we're happy to do that.
And that's off an annual plan, right? Or that's not just off like they just call you once. It's off.
Most of my customers they end up just sticking with me for the year, and so if you do that, then you get $50 off that whole year.
Okay. How fast can someone usually get on your schedule?
Same day. Especially if you call me early in the day. Certainly, if you call me by 12 or 1 o'clock, I'm going to try and get out there that afternoon or that evening, but I'll work with your schedule on it.
Before we let you go, top few things you want folks to remember and exactly how to reach you. So Josh's top 3: local pest control. He's locally owned and operated, and also licensed, insured, and Better Business Bureau accredited, has an A rating. I checked it all out. And he really wants you to feel like you can trust him. And based upon my interactions, I definitely think you can trust him. Christian owned, on a mission to do good and give back. So the phone number up here is 270-600-8801. 270-600-8801. His website's lead-pest.com. It's also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But before we end, just give us your quick elevator pitch or whatever you feel like you need else to say over the next 90 seconds. I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I can ask one thing, it's just follow us on Facebook, Instagram. You may not need it now, but I've lived in Kentucky long enough to know the ants will come, the spiders, the beetles, those are all going to be there. And so you're going to, I want to be front of mind. I want you to give us a shot, and you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be happy with what you get.
Yes. And you can also find Josh's content or info on hardinlocal.com. And also we'll be posting a standalone video of his on our YouTube channel. So if, like, say in a few months you're thinking, who was that bug guy? Just go to YouTube and look at our YouTube channel and search Pest Control. You'll be able to find him really easy. I'll probably actually have this little clip on that clip. So we thank you for joining us, Josh. Let me bring everybody else back up before we say goodbye to you here.
Josh, I loved hearing more about you, and especially about like your mission and who you are as an individual. I represent hundreds of homeowners, sellers, buyers every single year, and obviously extermination and inspections and pest control are a big piece of that. And so knowing that you're locally owned, knowing your roots and who you are as a human, I am excited. We will be calling on you, and this was perfect. I loved getting to know more about you personally. It gives me more confidence and faith going forward in calling and who I'm actually working with as a business owner. So thank you. I've already saved your number in my phone, so you'll be hearing from us.
Thank you guys. This does mean a lot. I'm just glad to be part of the community.
Awesome.
All right, Joshua, we'll let you drop off. We thanks you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. All right, it is time for my housing market update for the week, and I'm super excited to tell you guys, especially after kind of a down week last week, what's happening in the market this week. So, Bill, you going to play my jingle, or should I jump in? All right, guys. So I know last week I came to you guys with a bit of a down week, right? And we were watching really closely to see if that was due to the higher interest rates, or if in fact, like, the market was slowing down or shifting. And so just to kind of give you some quick information, everything that I bring to you guys is from the Heart of Kentucky MLS, specifically focused on the week of May 26th through June 2nd. Of course, we're going to touch on some 30-day window information as well. As I continue to build this out, I want to we're starting to map year over year, and we're pulling that information. So I'll have more feedback and more data for you going forward. But this week gave us one of the clearest signs yet that our market is fundamentally healthy, even with the higher interest rates and real affordability pressure. Last week, we wondered whether that sharp drop in pending activity was seasonal or the start of a broader slowdown. This week answered it. Pending activity rebounded in a huge way. Over the last 7 days, we had 38 new listings come to the market. 36 homes went under contract, and 39 families moved into their new homes. That is a huge recovery on the pending side, which tells me last week's dip was about Memorial Day, graduations, and school letting out, not weakening demand. Closings surged too, so activity is healthy across the board. I'm super excited to see this renewal, guys. If you remember last week, we had 9 go pending, which concerned me a little bit because it was about the same time that interest rates also increased. So we were watching really closely to see if that was just based on the amount of events and Memorial Day weekend and all of that, and it truly was. Days on market, it went up to 74. It dropped back down to 73 last week. So days on market had held steady at about 73 days over the last 30, and that stability matters. After the rapid acceleration we saw earlier this spring, the market is settling into a very normal rhythm. This is actually the 70s have been where we've been in for over a month and a half now. So, and I'm feeling grateful because as we move out of that hot spring market, which is always the most aggressive market of the year, I expected to start seeing a slowdown, and I'm grateful to see these numbers holding. So what this tells you, well-priced, well-positioned homes are still moving efficiently. On inventory, we have 382 active homes on the market in Hardin County, 141 homes sold in the last 30 days. Guys, that puts us at 2.7 months of inventory. That is incredibly low. This speaks to it being a seller's market, okay? So anything over a 5 is considered a buyer's market. Anything under a 5 is considered a seller's market. 2.7, we haven't seen those kind of numbers in a very long time. We're heading much closer to like post-COVID numbers. So it is a seller's market. Now, keep in mind, this is Hardin County wide. I hear it from people every day. Well, my neighbor's house has been sitting on the market. Absolutely, you have those one-off cases. However, statistically across the market, we are in a seller's market. On pricing, the average list price is $364,300. The average sold price is $344,836. Okay, so that gap, we've got a graph down on the lower side of this form, and this is all available on hardinlocal.com. Do you see how tight that gap is? We have bounced around and had different gaps since January. That gap has never been tighter. Okay, so the things you need to know, buyers, you're going to have to be a little more aggressive. Now, we're still seeing huge amount of repair requests being honored. We're seeing closing cost support. It's still a healthy market for buyers. Sellers, your properties need to be presented on the market in a really great condition. Curb appeal matters. Interior condition matters. Get those little paint touch-ups completed. Staging is a big game changer for your property. But if you see this graph, and you're hearing what I'm saying, it is a great time to list and sell. Rates are still a bit elevated. I checked with Motto Mortgage. Grafton Sizemore is my preferred lender. I spoke with him this morning. We're still seeing conventional rates about 6.75. Of course, it is credit specific. USDA, VA, FHA, they're on the lower side, anywhere in the low sixes. But I'm grateful to see that we're really not seeing a huge change in the market conditions due to the increase there. Talking a little bit about the different pricing brackets. So I've broken it down under $250,000. So if you called today and said, hey, Rachel, I want to start looking at homes. If you're searching under the $250,000 mark, you have about 87 options. Some of those are probably, not quite great. So you're probably looking more at about 70 homes or so. The active days on market is 65. What you should take from this is you're going to have to be a little more aggressive in that price category. Okay. So those homes move the fastest It is the hottest market in our area. The average sale price in Hardin County right now is $299,990. So as you go down towards that 250 mark, just know those homes are on the greatest amount of buyers in our area can afford those homes. So you're going to be moving a little bit quicker. You need to be more aggressive. 250 to 400, we have 186 available homes on the market. 74 days on market is the average on those. So there's a lot of inventory there, a lot to choose from, and there's some really great deals. Just because it's a seller's market doesn't mean there aren't homes that have been priced in a position and they're hidden jewels. Okay, over 400,000, we have 111 homes that are available for viewing. This is a little bit slower, as you would expect. It's on the higher side of the average sale price in Hardin County. So the days on market is 80. That price point allows you to be a little bit more aggressive. You can get your closing costs paid for. You can ask for more repairs. So if you're searching in that 400 and above, you can be a bit more aggressive. The luxury market in Hardin County, that's really over 800,000. There's only 13 homes available. Okay, so those homes are absolutely stunning, incredibly beautiful, and you've got some really great deals because those homes tend to sit on the market the longest, right? Your buyer pool for luxury homes is very, very small. So the approach to listing those has to be very specific. It's a lot more work that goes into them, a lot of work with staging and design and getting them set just right before you bring them to the market. And just know if you're selling in that category, understandably, it's going to take just a little bit longer. I wanted to touch a little bit on the rental market. So we are seeing an increased contractor activity in our market due to the Ford project revamping. I've spoken to several contractors over there, and they are coming back in. They're being brought in on contracts for specific set amounts of time. So the big move on rentals right now is to offer midterm. Don't go to the investment yet of getting all the furniture, but if you own a rental that you are unable to secure either a long-term resident, or if you own a short-term and you're not really seeing the returns that you'd like to see, my encouragement would be to offer it as a midterm. Midterm basically means you keep the utilities in your name and you pay for those. You increase the rent to cover those, and then you provide them with the necessities: beds, mattresses, a couch, a TV, the things that they're going to need to set up home for 3 to 6 months. Oftentimes they end up staying for a year. So the midterm rentals is a great opportunity for local property owners that are maybe struggling to get their properties rented. All right, guys, that's about all I have for you guys. I mean, the big thing, the Hardin County housing market continues showing remarkable resilience, strong transaction activity, tightening inventory, and growing consumer adaptation to higher interest rates despite increasing affordability pressure. So just know it is a great time to still purchase. There are deals to be had. My team put over $4 million under contract within 48 hours last week. So just to give you an idea, the market is strong. Sellers, if you're thinking about selling, take advantage of this market condition. It is strong, and as we continue on during the year, we're probably going to see some adjustments to that just because of historical shifts in the market as kids go back into school and then we head into the holiday season. So give me a call today. I'd love to talk to you about what your property specifically looks like as far as value and how it would perform on the market today. That's my housing market update. I swear I hear that in my dream.
I wanted to mention, I heard, was talking with my dad and some other people over the weekend, and I think they were saying there's probably going to be like another close to 1,000 contractors coming into town for the new Ford energy plant. So like that rental thing you were talking about with adding some, stuff to the house and including utilities, that may make it even more. I would think that would make it more convenient for somebody that's here, working on that plant.
It really would. And, we had a bulk amount of multi-units come to the market. And so rent rates have been kind of all over the place. They've been dropping to absorb all of that new inventory. So I think it's a really smart play for individual property owners that are looking to get a return on their home, because you can increase that rent because you're providing those additional amenities. So I really think I would get it out there. I would advertise it as a midterm. I would mention that you're willing to provide basic amenities, include the utilities in the cost of the rent. It's a play that my team has started running, and it's working for us. And they're really great. The contractors are really great to have. Of course, they come home dirty from the job site, so just be prepared. Having some red clay in the house is going to be par for the course. But as far as, they're low maintenance. They go home to their families. They don't travel with pets. So really a great opportunity for our local community and individual property owners. All right.
Do you want me to do this one? I'll do this one for you, just because. And hey, for everybody who signed up earlier in the show on hardinlocal.com, did you check your email and confirm the link? That confirmation step is the one that actually locks it in. So if you subscribed, but it didn't confirm yet, go find that email from us right now. Check your spam or junk if you don't see it, and move it to your inbox and click confirm. Once you do that, you're set for good. You'll hear from us no matter what. If you don't do that step, real hit or miss, with all the spam out there this day and age, our emails will go to spam. And we're not going to spam you. We're just going to give you this great information that you need to know. All right. Now it's time to eat.
My favorite segment of the day.
That is right. What are you guys going to do?
You got to play their jingle.
Oh, let me play that jingle.
Sorry, I was waiting for the jingle.
Here's that jingle.
Here we go.
That's right.
So some interesting developments that have been lately is we're starting to get food folks to reach out to us and be like, hey, we've got new items, or hey, we're going to be here, and can you help us promote, or will you come by and do a video? And so if any of our food folks are watching and you have something new, you have something exciting, you have something you need some promotional help with, reach out to us and we'll see what our availability is for sure. And so that's kind of how last Friday I had a 2-for-1 Friday where I ended up getting 2 full videos and 2 reviews done of some old friends, and because they reached out to us, and Bus and Bites on Friday was set up in Elizabethtown, and I had been to visit some folks from our church over in Hodgenville, and on my way back we had lunch from Bus and Bites, and then that afternoon I got a message from Contreras Eatz that said, hey, we've got a new product, will you come try it? And so it took care. I didn't have to cook on Friday. I had lunch and dinner took care of, and off we went. And so,
before you get going on that, I wanted to share this picture with you. Snow Dog's food truck sent it to me. They said you want one of these things. They'll be out at Lowe's until 4:15 today. Mention Hardin Local show and get 2-for-1 on any shaved ices. Yum yum.
Do I have a reason to eat that today? Snow Dogs guys, they're great. They use a super high quality hot dog. I'm telling you, every time I get one, it's pretty tasty. I got to meet those guys when we did our community meal over at ECTC.
Today you're going to talk about Contreras Eatz. Is that right? It's a husband and wife food truck out of Radcliffe. They're specialists in what? How do you say it? Birria? I don't know how to say it.
Birria tacos.
It's kind of a Mexican fusion.
Yes, they do they push some boundaries, and both the things that we had from them on Friday night were not standard fare for that. And they started out selling meals, and then worked their way up to a food truck, and they can cook. They do a great job. Rachel, there's some things on there. If you remember when we did the food truck judging, they did very well in a couple of categories.
Some of their things were like my favorite of the day. Like they were phenomenally good. And that was after like 175 bites of food truck food.
Right. Yeah. When we do that next year, I'm going to ask to be the coordinator. I want to do what Sonny did, and or what Tucker did, and then let Tucker do his thing, and then I'll just come up with. I'm going to try to get my idea is 3 or 4 judging teams, and then that way we don't overwork anybody, and that might be a little more. What's the word? To say the least, but manageable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you caught up with Contreras, right? On Friday, and it's a food truck. Friday, was it Vine Grove? Is that what you said?
That's right. And it's not confirmed, but I heard a little birdie told me that Vine Grove is going to extend that.
I did see Pam posted it.
Oh, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
A little birdie has told me it is confirmed that they are going to do food truck Fridays in Vine Grove through the month of June. And
they usually would have ended, but they're going to extend it another month because it's been doing really well.
Well, past couple of years, by the end of weather-wise, by the end of June, it's not quite miserable out yet. Not like July and August coming in. So, Phil, go ahead and put us up there, and let's get. When you see this bowl, your eyes are going to go.
It was good.
All right, here we go.
It is Food Truck Friday night in Vine Grove, so let's go see what Contreras Eatz has for us. All right, guys, this just comes straight from Contreras Eatz. This is their new Mexibachi bowl. It's got chicken and noodles and a variety of vegetables and sauce. Then we have their Elote, I think is how you say it. That's their street corn. And then over here, something I've never had from them before I'm pretty excited about. This is their jerk chicken tacos. Contreras has got a massive bit of fusion going on here, and my mouth's watering. All right, guys, so this is the Contreras Eatz hibachi bowl. It is hot. I'm just going to get some of the noodles and some of the sauce and the vegetables. We got a variety of vegetables, variety of noodles. There's peppers,
you can
onions.
build your own.
Yeah, completely build your own. I'll get a picture of that and stick it on there so you can see. Oh, that's tasty. It's got some sauce, and then there are sauces to go with it. That's a hit. All right, this is the Elote Mexican street corn, and they've got. I mean, it's seasoned. I got high hopes for this. It's tangy. It's got the cheese on it, mayonnaise, some lime. I like it. Hang on, just messing. All right, guys, this is the jerk chicken tacos from Contreras Eatz. Get a little bit of that jerk sauce there.
Are you ready for this? Jerk's usually pretty spicy.
Let's see. It's really smoky.
Yeah.
I like their sauce. It's a little bit different. I think it's got A1 in it. It's got a steak sauce vibe to it. That's very good. Very, very good. I'm going to tell you what, that Mexibachi bowl from Contreras Eatz is a great new addition to their menu. These guys are proven winners. They've won championships, and this is an experience you've got to have.
Well, that looks tasty. What about that corn? That's some of my favorite type of corn, I tell you.
So Michelle's over here in my ear. She just can't believe that I eat that because she, the base of the sauce is mayonnaise. So it's like mayonnaise and lime juice and some cilantro. And that's the binder they put on for a roasted ear. They actually grill the corn. And it's just the sweetness of the corn goes really well with the sour of the lime and the mayonnaise. And then it's got that salty cheese on it, Oaxaca cheese or whatever it is.
It's called elote.
Elote, Elote, whatever. It's an ear. It starts with E, and I'll eat it. It was good.
I'm not a big mayonnaise person, so that doesn't appeal to me. But I know lots of people love it. Lots of people absolutely love it, and it looked great. It looked great.
And so, it's always fun for me when you go somewhere and, the situation and circumstance a lot of times in food service dictates the quality of what you get. And you'll find out that the busier some places are, the better the food is. And sometimes, it's just funny, but, that night, Contreras was on they were on their game, and it was probably I know it was definitely the best thing I've had from them because the Mexibachi bowl, or I think that's how they call it, was great. But I like the jerk chicken tacos better than that.
Ooh, they were both really good.
And so it was a fun night, and I think I got all that together for I think it was like $34 or something like that. So I mean that was
the bowl is really interesting because you can pick whether you want noodles or rice, and then you could pick whether you wanted several different types of meat. There was shrimp, there was chicken, or there was steak, I do believe. And then there were 9 vegetables that you could choose from. So there was like onions, bell peppers, corn, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, maybe some other things. But there were several meats, several vegetables. So it's build your own bowl. So no matter what kind of meat or what kind of veggies you like, totally individualized. And it had plenty of sauce on it. It was excellent.
And that's delicious. That they're going to have a birria bowl coming soon. So
I'm interested in that. Let's finish this up. But first, Rachel's got to bounce off.
I do. Bye, guys.
We'll see you, Rachel. Yes. See you Tuesday. All right, we'll switch over here. I need to give you all a bigger spot on the screen, I guess. Here we go. There we go. That worked. But, what about the jerk chicken tacos that were new to even to you? What about the flavor that made you like them even better?
Well, I could tell that they had either smoked or they had really rubbed down the chickens and roasted it, and then of course they take the chicken and the out of their pan, they put it in the little quesadillas, chop it up, heat it on the grill, and had a really good strong smoky flavor.
They were in a corn tortilla, and it looked like it had also been like maybe done on the grill too.
It's a little quesadilla, basically how they do that. And the jerk seasoning sauce was really good, but overall the chicken itself was smoked and seasoned very well. And so jerk's kind of one of those things that it's
It's spicy,
It's spicy. It's got a
but flavorful.
very flavorful. Got a has a Caribbean background, and so that's what I was talking about with their fusion, because the kind of doing the hibachi Japanese fusion with the bowl. Then they had the jerk, brought in with Mexican cuisine, and I think that's where they're really creative and they do a good job with it. And they have a lot of different specials that rotate in and out on their menu. So I mean that makes it always fun.
All right. And I think were they the ones that won best fries?
They did win best prize at the Heartland Food Truck Championships.
On their one dish. And how does the new bowl stack up against the classics then?
Well, my favorite thing to get there is their birria box, and so you get a box. It's got a couple birria tacos in it, 2 birria egg rolls, and a birria
ball.
Yeah, like I don't know what you call it, but it's a birria ball. It's got rice and the meat and some cheese, and it's all. That's what I normally get there. But the bowl will be. I think it gives a level of flexibility and some creativity that a lot of customers will like. And like I said, the jerk chicken I think was a special for that. I don't know that they have it all the time, but it was super flavorful. I mean, those two things definitely top of the menu for me. But I mean, just like everything else I've had from them, I haven't had anything that I would say was not that I wouldn't get again.
I think their portions are good too. You actually. Sometimes food truck things can be a little more pricey. There's a lot more that goes into making those things and transporting everything. But I thought you got a good bang for your buck with both of them. They were really good and the portions were great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for doing that. Let me pull up a couple comments here. We got Bussin' Bites said that they will be at Tavern in the Garden tonight for Thursday night. So if you're going out to Tavern in the Garden, you'll see Bussin' Bites out there. And they did win. They're award-winning and one of our favorite food trucks out there. Make sure you hit them up. Also, Britten. Yeah, so you feel like Michele may have went a bit overboard on that bugging me story?
For sure.
No. No.
We won't make you live back through that. Michele, anything going on with the Red Brick Cottage?
Oh my gosh. Well,
about the wedding show.
Yes. So of course, prom season is over. And the next thing that we start into big is fall wedding season. So part of that is that the Red Brick Cottage will be set up in Louisville at the big wedding show at the fairgrounds on June 14th. We are going to be doing a full-fledged bride, bridesmaid, mom, grandma, and event wear fashion show for all 4 hours at the big bridal show in Louisville at the fairgrounds, June 14th. You can find all the information for that. Will be up on our Facebook page. But of course, coming in hot with that for people shopping for fall weddings, which, believe it or not, is the peak time for weddings. September, October, and November are when there are the most weddings. And so we're going to be rocking and rolling into that. And whether you come see us at the wedding show up in Louisville or whether you need to come see us in store, we'd love to help any of you find your beautiful dresses. And we're going to also, brand new as of, hopefully we'll be here tomorrow, a new company where we're going to have like little girl dresses as well for like flower girls and junior bridesmaids and things like that too. So that's going to be something interesting as well. So we're here to help anybody who needs anything in the dress area and shopping local instead of shopping online. Let somebody come and take care of you professionally, save time, save money, have it done right the first time, and your experience will be so much better. So we're here for you for that. Just let us know.
I'm going to use my line.
Oh, yeah?
People need to let her take the stress out of the dress for them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
As guys, shopping online is difficult, but it's a lot easier for us than it is for the ladies. And I can't tell you how many people on the phone when I book their appointment or when I'm checking them out up the front tell me the horror stories of them trying to buy a dress off of one of the big box sites, off of one of the China sites. Measurements don't work out. They think
sizing.
They think they're a size 12. They order a dress. It comes in. It says 12, but it's really a 6, and it's just a horrible experience all the way around. And she's able, and she takes that. She will take that stress and make it completely disappear, and you will be happy with what you get.
Yeah,
That's
make
great.
it a dream nightmare, man. All of
I
it.
agree. Make sure you guys call. The best way to get set up an appointment for that type of dress
Call the
Yeah.
shop, 270-351-1224.
Yep, we try to operate off of appointments. That way you have dedicated time to you, and we are ready and waiting for you. And it's an amazing experience. I have people tell us all the time that when they come, they have been dreading shopping for a dress because it's so, in general, it's so difficult and so stressful. And they get here and it's not, and they're so relieved. Some people are crying when they come in the door because they're absolutely dreading the experience. And then they leave with happy tears because we found something wonderful for them. And they had a really nice time doing it, and make it a positive experience, not something that you're dreading. So I've absolutely loved it. We've helped so many people. So love to have you come see us.
Yeah. There we go. Feel like I'm at church. Gospel music, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Gospel music with horns.
There we go.
One more big time thank you to today's episode sponsor, Lead Pest Control. Local, owner-operated, licensed, and insured. So whatever's bugging you, Hardin County, ants, termites, spiders, you name it, call or text Josh at 270-600-8801, which here's his info right here. Or head over to lead-pest.com and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Tell them you saw them on Hardin Local for a free inspection and $50 off annual service. Thanks for sponsoring the show today. Josh, I know you're gone, but we wanted to say thank you one more. Sing CTAs. This is a big ask. And let me meet you guys for a second. Or do you just want to mute yourself? Here's the feedback. Just in case you have something to say during this closing segment, I don't want to have you cut off there. All right. Before we go, the one thing I'll leave you with, if you have nothing, you do nothing else today for us or for this week, subscribe to us at hardinlocal.com. It's free. It takes a minute, and it would mean so much to us. Plus, in the future, a lot of our content, especially our new content, will require you to be signed in, that you subscribe. We're not going to have a paywall up. It'll be free to log in. But if you don't sign up, then you won't be able to read the content. But for now, it's all open, I think, except for the event calendar article. But most of it we're leaving open while people get signed up. But here's the whole thing one more time. You can either scan the QR code above me or type in hardinlocal.com. And then when you get there, there's a button at the bottom, there's a button at the top, there's a button in the middle, there's a button everywhere that says subscribe or join. So enter your name and email. That's all you got to do. Then what you need to do right after that, and it'll prompt you to do it, is go to your inbox, click the confirmation link. Don't see the email, check your spam or junk, move it back to your inbox, and then click confirm. That's the last step, and that locks you in. And then anytime you want to sign into the website in the future, like if there's content that you have to sign in to see, you just put your email address in, and it'll send you an email, a magic link to log in, so you don't have to remember a password or anything like that. It's real easy. Once you're confirmed, you'll always hear from us directly, no matter what Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok does with their algorithms. We're on all of those, plus Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. Follow us everywhere. We love it. But hardinlocal.com is home base. And I was reminded of that in the past couple of weeks as I've noticed Facebook's changed some things on their algorithm. And when I upload using different automated tools, they like to reduce our reach significantly. That's one of the reasons why we really want you to be on hardinlocal.com, because we're not going to, you'll be able to see it. You won't have to trust Facebook to show you the content you may want to see. Instead, they're going to show you a bunch of ads every third post. So please go join us there today. Couple items to circle back on. Malibu Jack's Family Glow Night on June 11th. We really want you guys to hit that up. Buy tickets ahead at MalibuJacksEtown.com. Next week, we'll be giving away a $50 gift card to Malibu Jack's. But we would really love for you to join us at Malibu Jack's on June 11th. You can find more about that at hardinlocal.com. You can either find it, click on what's going on this week. We have a whole segment on our this week calendar to where you can find the links to get those tickets. And then also, thank you to Phil. No, not really. I'm reading Rachel's part. Thank you to Rachel, Jon, Nate, Britten, and Michele. And Scott, he was on. He had to drop off for something. But we thank all you guys for taking your time and join us, helping us out this week. And our live guest, Josh of Lead Pest Control. And all of you watching, we really appreciate it. Anything else Britten, before I sign off?
I mean, it was a packed episode, that's for sure.
It sure was. And we thank you for being part of it. And we thank for those that stuck around with us. If you missed parts or if you want to see different segments, I'll have those edited and published probably by tomorrow morning. And you can also read about each segment on the website probably as early as tomorrow morning, maybe tonight, but definitely by tomorrow morning. That way, if you don't want to sit around and watch content, you're not a watcher, you're more of a seer, you can do that on hardinlocal.com. Thank you for being part of the Hardin Local community. We'll see you next Tuesday. We may even have a pop-up live stream on Sunday afternoon. I may be going live with Britten. He's making me some tasty meatloaf.
That's
So
right.
we may hop on. We may see you then, but we'll definitely see you next Tuesday. And tell us what's bugging you, Hardin County. Have a great afternoon.